We have on the phone with us Casey Davis, who is the woman who was in the Circle K on Line Avenue. And Casey, you take the story from there.
I was leaving one of my mentor's funerals, and I stopped at the Circle K on Line in Piermont. And I thought it was a good neighborhood. I thought I was safe. I was just going in to grab my husband a Polar Pop for when he got off work. And I was standing in line, and about 3 people in front of me, I saw this young lady come in for cigarillos, and the cashier at Circle K asked her for ID, like they always do. And these 3 people just started arguing, and this man started threatening the cashier, and he had a gun. And the cashier, I could tell from a ways back, was very pregnant, and I just wanted to distract him. I don't really use my phone a lot for videos. I really didn't think I was recording him. I just wanted to get his attention to get him away from her. And when I did, he came at me with the gun, and he hit my phone out of my hand. That's where he hit me with the gun. He knocked my phone out of my hand. It hit the door by the Circle K, that window right there, shattered my OtterBox and my phone. But the cashier was okay.
Were you hit? I saw one report, Casey, that you were also hit. But did he swing at you again?
No, he's a young man that was really angry, and he hit the gun out of my hand and just kept fussing until I got him out of the store.
When you say you got him out of the store, how'd you do that?
I yelled at him until he left.
Did you?
I know that's not the brightest thing in the world, and I wasn't really thinking. And I'm from a different part of town. And in the part of town where I'm from, if that would have happened, I would have spoke up there as well. But the men would have never have let it happen.
Were there other men in the store?
Yes, ma'am. And the comments that I'm receiving is that people didn't stand up because it's the Circle K. And because we all know they have cameras, so everybody just expected the cameras to catch the person. But it would have been too late.
And Casey, that's why Aaron's called you the victim and the hero. I've added the word hero. I want to thank you for actually posting it and being brave in your way of sharing this, because I think it has led to the gentleman being captured. And I guess there will be charges, but I think we need more people in our community to not put themselves at risk, but at least have the courage to help the police.
I believe that prayer without works is dead, and we can all stand around and hold hands, but if nobody says anything, what good does it really do?
But wait a minute, Casey. Wait a minute. I don't know you. You don't know me. What you did was incredibly brave, but I bet those loved ones in your life said, "What were you thinking?" One pull on that one pull on that trigger, and Casey Davis is dead.
Oh yeah. My family's not real happy, but that's what I was raised to do. We don't stand by when someone's being hurt. We have to at least say something. I figured if the kid just knew that there was a room of people watching him, that he'd stop.
And that's
sometimes we just need that mom to say stop.
And that's the part I want to clarify, because it looked like, Casey, what you really did was just get your phone out and were just taping him. Was that? I mean, were you interacting with the young man, or were you just taping him and that's distracted him?
No, sir. There's audio in the video, and I was actually talking before I hit record, telling him to stop.
Okay, I want to ask you this, Casey. After he and the other 2 people were with him, they left, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you and the clerk say? What does the clerk say to you, Casey, after this?
I believe her husband came running in right afterwards. I was really just worried about her and the baby more than anything. And the girl that was standing at the counter with the 2 gentlemen is also 8 months pregnant. So there were 2 unborn children in front of me while this was going on.
Did the clerk thank you for getting involved? Did she have any kind of comments toward you?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. She absolutely said thank you. And then, of course, there were the comments that I'm one race and she's another race, but that didn't really matter either. people are people.
You would have done that in any circumstance.
Yes, ma'am. And that's kind of my family and the people in my life know that that's just kind of me. I can't just stand there. And I apologize for putting myself at risk. I understand there were a million other things I could have done in that moment, but it happened really fast.
What is your message?
And it wasn't my intent.
It
wasn't my intent to go live. I didn't go live. I posted that video on my personal Facebook page to a private setting for my friends, and someone took it and posted it public, and that's how this happened.
I think you and I might even be friends on Facebook. I'm not sure.
We are.
Where does this go from here now, Casey? They've arrested a young man. I'm sure you've been in contact with the police since it did go viral, and it is public now. Where do you believe this goes next for Casey?
This young man was not picked up. He was not turned in. He surrendered himself. He went to the detective and surrendered himself yesterday at about 5:30. So he did the right thing.
What's your message to him today?
Got to do better. I mean, really, got to do better. He has a child that's coming into the world in 2 months, and maybe then he'll understand the value of life and the value of not pulling a gun on someone, and maybe the value of pregnancy.
And you've turned your video over to the police, I'm sure, right?
Oh, yes. Yes, ma'am. And I don't know how I feel. There's a lot of people saying that this boy should go away for a really, really long time. I don't know. I just think that if people between these ages that's going crazy in Shreveport understood the value of life, that things would slow down or stop. So I don't know if I want to see him go to prison, but I definitely think something needs to be done.
Are you stopping off at Circle K again?
I went the next day because I knew I'd be terrified to go back, and I'd never go back again. I went into the same Circle K with somebody completely different working and bought the same Polar Pop and walked out just fine.
Casey Davis, can't thank you enough for your time. We really appreciate it, and all the best to you. And man, for stepping up, you got a bigger set than me.
You're the hero in this.
Oh boy. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Doesn't feel like it most this week.
Thanks for your time. You bet. 101.7 FM, 710 Keel traffic time now. Here's Rube.